I got a mighty good chuckle out of this post from this woman named Friha Infana. Y'all need this. You need this laugh. She says, I was recently told in a Facebook comment by Gary, who's 60, bald, from Leeds, that he does not find me attractive because I have blue hair. The news hit me hard. After all, I have never wanted anything more than a man living in a different country to me, the same age as my father, to find me attractive. What could we possibly do? I screamed to my devoted partner of 10 years, tears streaming down my face. I don't know, he answered, equally as upset, but trying to stay strong for his beloved wife. Things only got worse when, in another comment, Gary called me a cat lady. Depression really set in. I wanted nothing more than to feel the clammy touch of his gaminy scalp. On the way back from the animal shelter where I had just dropped my cats off, I saw a building being repainted. I think I have a solution, I said, tears of pain becoming tears of joy. I immediately ran to the nearest hairdresser. Stop everything you're doing right now, I screamed. How dare you suggest such a thing? We are all busy and fully booked for the day. A hairdresser snapped back. My hope turned to desperation. Please, I cried and showed her my phone. I saw something change in the hairdresser's eyes. Anger turned to pity as she ushered all of the customers out of the salon. Hours passed, perhaps even days. Multiple experts gathered to give their advice. Multiple hands ran through my disgusting blue hair until it's complete, the hairdresser sighed. Cheers could be heard for miles around. Finally, I am worthy of Gary's love. My hair color is, pause, a dramatic pause right here, a respectable green. She dyed her hair from blue to green. I really hope that she gets Gary's approval. Now we have Gary T. Paul in the comment section saying, on behalf of bald Garys in middle age and beyond, may I offer my apologies for this interaction you have suffered with one of our namesakes. An investigation is currently underway, and should he be found to be a member of the breakaway faction, the bald intolerant Garys of tomorrow, or bigot for short, then we will take the appropriate action with the relevant authorities. Yours in good faith, the reasonable, amicable Gary's executive, or rage. Jawaden says, thank you for poetically articulating how we all feel about men in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, just men in general, not finding us attractive. All right, we got Joe. He says, now that the cat is out of the bag, I can confirm that Gary is indeed the official measurement unit for attractiveness that men use all around the world. Whenever we meet a woman, we immediately check her rating in the Gary Index to see if we're allowed to find her attractive. God may have formed the woman from the man's rib, but before he formed the man from Gary's rib. Like Freya says, this is amazing. There is now a Gary Index. All right, so Grapefruit Frog is laughing about the Gary Index. Noam Chomsky says, there, but for the grace of Gary, we go. Mighty Thor Cuteness Edition says, so Gary is the new Chuck Norris? Pointless says, Holy Spirit, take my hand to Gary land. Kelly Eclectic says, the Gary Dex. All right, so Richie says, but isn't Gary the real victim here? I mean, 60, bald, and my God, living in Leeds, and having blue hair virtually thrust upon him without his consent. Hashtag, I stand with Gary. A pharaoh poet says, why are you crying? What's happened, my sweet? I've been called unattractive by a bald man in Leeds. He hates my blue hair. I'm sad, can't you see? So what would you do? I think I'll try green. These comments are hysterical. G.M. Ralston says, I too have my own tale of heartbreak. This Gary told me my chin is too red. My world is shattered. And the person at the bottom says, his chins are too hairy. Why these men looking like this think that they should be talking smack about a woman is beyond me. Now we have this woman posting this reel, and here's the caption on it. It says, "Is it really that hard for men to stop lusting after other women? You have an amazing, loyal partner right in front of you, yet you still choose to cheat. How do you expect her to believe she's the only one you want when you betrayed her with someone else? Words mean nothing when your actions prove otherwise." And then a man says, "I'm loyal, by the way, but you gotta realize your vajayjay can't handle a man's real needs." But you will ignore that fact completely. These women just out here ignoring facts. Please prepare yourself for what you're about to see. Please prepare yourself. This is the man that made that comment. This man literally does look like a thumb. This looks like a character that someone drew trying to be funny. And then, just for an additional bit of pettiness, here's an up close version, just because. You're welcome. This man named Mark made this comment under a feminist news post on Facebook saying, "Missy Edwards Miller, lady, I promise you, if men didn't want you to have rights, you would have no rights. You should be down on your knees thanking the patriarchy for being so enlightened as to allow you to have a voice. I don't mean that as some kind of insecure threat. I mean that as a statement of fact. Ask a woman from a culture where men dominate if it's true, and maybe try having some perspective on how the world actually works. You have rights because men collectively agreed that you should. You have rights because men have become more civilized. You were dominated by men for so long in general, they are physically capable of dominating you as a female by default. It's only by the grace of men that you are treated as you should be. It's only by the defense of men that you are allowed to sustain your voice. So please, stop treating all men as your enemy." I put this one in here because Mark acknowledges all of the obstacles that men put in front of women. And women today are still doing so much better because the obstacles have been removed. So, what is the issue with the men? Why aren't men doing very well? Because men have not been systemically oppressed like women have been in this country and beyond. Now, finally, I'm going to end with this one. This person made this post saying, the interviewer asked this woman her age and she replied 43. Here's the comment and the man who made the comment. Talk amongst yourselves. All right, so this is the woman, that's the interviewer. And the man that I'm about to show you made this comment saying, she has hit the wall. She should have some dignity and self-respect and get off the streets. She is merely a caricature of a young woman now because she dared to wear a skirt and she's out and about. He is implying that she is a woman of the streets. And why this person has said she has hit the wall. Please just hold a moment. I simply tire of these people. This man looked like he has been used and abused 14 times over, looking like, oh my gosh, he looks like an aging avocado, an aging banana, and having the nerve to talk about this woman has hit the wall. This is the reason why we have got to get hashtag mirrors for men up and running and going well, because they simply just are projecting. They cannot stand women that are just out here living. That woman didn't do anything, but this man still simply needed to be negative. Anyways, hopefully you have enjoyed this. We definitely needed to lighten it. Yes, there is lots of news and politics going on right now, and I will continue with that tomorrow. But for right now, this is what we got. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think of all this. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.